Found out the guy the first asked out is trans. Edit. The general advice I received was just to be cool and address my concerns, and above all to treat him like any other man. Thank you everyone. I feel calmer now. I guess I was freaking out because I haven't dated in a few years and it was very new. I will update you all on how it went tomorrow. I'm on mobile so I'm sorry if anything is weird with the formatting. Too long did not read. At the bottom. I'm 23F, doing my master's. The other day I was at the school, when I saw this guy, 20M, smoking by a trash can. Guys, he's so cute. He's shorter than me by a few inches, but I truly don't mind and he's got amazing hair and a really nice smile. Anyway, I decided why not shoot my shot? So I went over to him, I asked him out and he said yes and we exchanged numbers before he had to make it to his next class. I was ecstatic. We scheduled a date for tomorrow and started texting and he's just the funniest guy the first ever met and he's so nice. Anyway, the thing is, yesterday he messaged me while we were talking again and he told me this. Listen, I really love that you're interested in me because I honestly think you're great, but it's really important that you know something before we go on that date. I'm trans, and in case it's not clear what I mean, I'm a man, but I haven't had any surgeries or anything yet, and even if I had, I just think it wouldn't be fair for me to keep this from you. I understand completely if you want to cancel our date, and in that case I hope we can still hang out as friends. I have many LGBT friends, but I myself am a cis straight girl. Honestly? It's not that anything about his body makes me uncomfortable. I told him I still wanted to go because I feel a real connection here. But I'm really scared I'm gonna say something wrong? Is there anything I should or shouldn't do? What if I accidentally hurt him? I haven't dated in a while and I'm honestly scared. How can I make him feel comfortable? Like I said, we're going out tomorrow and I just really don't want to ruin this. Too long did not read. Asked a guy out. He told me he's trans. I'm nervous about screwing up at our date tomorrow. Treat him like any other guy. When in doubt, ask him directly. Not all trans people are the same and what offends someone might not offend someone else. Also, do not tell anyone he's trans if you're not 150% sure it's okay. You asked him and he told you can. It's his choice, not yours, and if the wrong person knows someone is trans, things could even get dangerous. As a trans person, the fact that you respect him and want to do right speaks volumes. Let him know how you feel, how you're nervous and new to this, and he should be happy to help out. But really, he's just a guy, try not to get too into your head about it. But again, the fact that you're trying means so much and any mistakes you may make will be much more easily forgiven as long as you try to learn from them. One specific tip I can give is don't over-apologize. You might slip up a fair amount, and apologizing every time might get tiresome for both of you. You can correct yourself and move on without making a fuss, or even just tell yourself inwardly to not do it again. Honestly, the best thing you can do is treat him like a man, not man-light, you know? Congrats on the connection, I hope your date goes well. Just be truthful. I think the fact they told you they were trans means you can be open and honest yourself about the date. Have fun and have a laugh about it. Be honest and treat him with the same respect you'd want him to give you. It's a serious green flag that he came out to you before anything remotely intimate cropped up. He seems like the kind of guy who's understanding and will respectfully correct any missteps. Just don't overthink it. He's no better or worse a guy because he's trans, and I hope things work out. Tell him up front that, while you are totally supportive, you have never dated someone before who is not cis and that you're worried about putting your foot in your mouth, somehow. Explain that you know it's not his job to educate you but that you truly want to know if you screw up. Otherwise, the usual dating advice holds: be yourself. Ask about hobbies, interests, favorite books, movies, etc. If he's paying for the meal, ask him what sounds good before ordering and choose that or something that is near or below the price of his suggestion. Limit yourself to 2 alcoholic beverages. Nervousness and alcohol can be a terrible combination even if you usually hold your liquor very well. Have a wonderful time. From a trans guy, just treat him like you would any other man. Don't overthink it too much. Hey, I'm a gay lady in love and dating a wonderful woman who is also trans. My advice is just communicate. Talk about everything. Ask for consent and don't assume you can touch everything unless you have consent. In particular, ask for consent before touching areas he may want surgery later, like his chest. We should be like this in every instance. If he ends up as someone in your life, you can always check out mypartneristrans for info as the partner. Heartbroken after boyfriend didn't say he loved me back. I recently told my boyfriend of 8 months that I loved him. I was 100% sure he would say it back with the way he treats me and how he has been acting. We have a really great relationship, but when I said it to him I was shocked that he told me he wasn't ready to say it back yet. I would never want to pressure him into saying it, and I know he can't help how he feels, but it really broke my heart hearing that. I don't know how to get over this. I am trying to act like things are fine and normal, but they feel different. Being around him feels different, and it's always in the back of my mind. I don't know how to move forward. I understand why that hurts. But I would say actions speak louder than words. If he shows he loves you through the things he does, then I'm sure he does. Sometimes saying it out loud is scary. I don't know much about your boyfriend, but he might dealing with some shit in the past, which is why he's scared to say it. If you can ignore it for a bit, I would say try and keep allowing him to show how he feels through his actions. If you can't ignore it, I would say be honest about the situation. But chances are, he still really enjoys being with you and just needs time. Hope this helps. Less than 3. If you guys were 2-3 months in, I'd encourage you to give it some time. But 8 months in, I'm sort of feeling like you should know whether you love someone or not at that point. What do you know about his history with the word? Has he ever told somebody that he loved them? Would you be his first time? Was his relationship before you traumatic and that could make him gun-shy about it? How old are you too? One of my friend's girlfriend said that to him and he didn't say it back for a few months. They just celebrated 9 years of marriage this year. The comments are interesting here. Didn't know there was a time limit for falling in love with someone. Imagine the roles were reversed. He told you he loved you and you weren't there yet. How would you like him to respond? Would you be okay with him breaking up with you over this? There seems to be these fantasies about what love is, what it should be like, how relationships should progress, and it's so dumb. Personally, I think this is a non-issue which people tend to dramatize due to their insecurities. You seem happy in your relationship, yet you're entertaining breaking up because of this. I feel bad for your boyfriend, to be honest, but it is your prerogative. This happened to me at 9 months. Our relationship was great and he treated me like he loved me. I gave him time. We are now married with a son and so in love. This happened to me, and I stayed for 2 years before he blindsided me by leaving, and he never ended up saying it. Can't say if that'll be you, but I wish I had left. How old are you? Are you hoping that this relationship leads to marriage? I didn't say it back to my husband right away because I didn't want to just repeat it. I wanted to say it in my own moment when I was comfortable and ready. We've been together 17 years and very much in love. I'm just now realizing life is too short. Do I tell my best friend I'm in love with him? I'll put my too long did not read. At the top. My best friend almost died 2 weeks ago and the thought of that happening and him not knowing how I feel is killing me, so do I tell him now? Him, 28 male, and I, 25 female, have been friends for around 3 years. We actually met on a dating app, so yes, there is mutual attraction that we are already aware of. We have never made a big deal out of it. I recently went back and read a lot of old conversations. I feel like I have forgotten just how much he pushed dating in the beginning. I was the one giving him the run around about it. I ended up dating someone else. Which, now that I think of it, was the wrong thing to do, so he backed off obviously. But it didn't seem to change our friendship. We stayed very close throughout my relationship with this person. As horrible as it is to say, I think my relationship with this person and any times I have thought about dating someone else, it was just to distract myself from my best friend. We have become insanely close over the years. Basically attached at the hip. We do everything together. We get our cars serviced together, go out to eat, go grocery shopping together, you name it, and we do it together. Never apart. To the point where everybody already thinks we are dating. We see old friends while we are out and we get messages later like, "It was so nice running into you and your boyfriend, girlfriend." And our answer is always the same, "Nope. That's just my best friend." We make jokes about both of us being single forever and that if that happens, we're just gonna get married in 10 years. Little does he know, I would be the luckiest person in the world to be able to spend my life with him. We have been with each other through many ups and downs. He is honestly one of the only people that knows how to comfort me when I'm upset. I like to think that I am very good at comforting him when he's upset as well. He depends on me for a lot. He's been having a lot of personal issues lately and I've been the one to pick up the pieces for him and put them back together. To the point where people tell me I am taking care of him too much. There's definitely some codependency going on. This story could be very long, but I'm going to try to make it short. He almost died 2 weeks ago. For 2 hours, I actually thought he was dead and I felt like the world was crumbling at my feet. I will spare you the details, but he is totally fine and making a full recovery. When I got to his hospital room, all I could do was hug him and cry. All I remember is him saying over and over again, "I'm here, I'm okay. I'm sorry for scaring you, I love you," while holding me and crying as well. During those 2 hours, I thought about a lot of things. One of the things that I thought of was, how did I not tell him how I felt sooner? I've been away from him now for a little over a week. Like I said earlier, there are some codependency issues. I'm taking this time to learn how to care for myself before I try to care for other people. And also how to have a good relationship with myself so that way good relationships with other people are possible for me. He is taking this time to heal and recover. We will be apart until about mid-December. I feel like there is so much more to explain, but I don't want to make this post into a novel. But when I really think about it, I never want to have to think about what ifs ever again. I want to tell him how I feel, but I just don't know if it's the right move. Like I explained above, we have the most amazing friendship and I'm not worried about it being ruined if I say how I feel. I don't really know what I'm worried about at this point. I just know that I already almost lost him and I never want to be in that position ever again. So do I tell him that I am actually in love with him? Edit. I just want to add, he is still recovering and grieving the loss of 2 friends. So while I want to tell him as soon as possible, I also need to wait until the right moment. But while he gets through this difficult time, he knows I am right by his side and I'm not going anywhere. So if I do decide to tell him, I will have to wait until things settle down and he has had time to heal and grieve. But I think in the end it will be worth the wait. Another edit. Thank you all for your comments. I appreciate them all. Right now I am sitting in my bed, crying, and holding onto one of his lucky jerseys. I know some people are wondering about the full story on his near-death experience, which I did reply to someone's comment about if you care to go find it. Despite all the comments telling me to do it, I'm still sitting here wondering how or when I would even do it. I'm hoping that when the time is right and we are both in better places, I can tell him. I didn't know it was possible to love someone this much. I really didn't. And I don't think this love should be wasted. Even if I tell him and it doesn't go well and he says he wants to stay friends, that is still good in my book. The love is not wasted, it's still there between us. Tell him what you've come to realize. Be also prepared in case he isn't ready to hear it right now or loves you, like a sister, friend. Near-death experiences are very intense for everyone involved. He will be processing a lot of thoughts and feelings, too. I hope it does work out. Tell him 2 hearts 2 hearts. Do it. ETA. I legit got teary reading this. Do it. Also update us. Please. We make jokes about both of us being single forever and that if that happens, we're just gonna get married in 10 years. Wasn't this the plot of a lot of cheesy 90s rom-coms? Okay, here's the deal. You love him, he probably loves you. Life is not a Thai Hollywood movie. There's never going to be that one perfect moment for the truth to come out and everybody cheers. So find a decent time and just tell him. He can use some good news right about now, in case you haven't noticed. And I hope it goes well. Do not expect something that sounds like it's out of a Hollywood script. Just accept whatever the answer is. I'm rooting for both of you. This is one of those cases where you absolutely should tell him you want to be with him. Especially the way this began. You tell them the truth that this has shown you how much you value him, not just as your best friend, and you don't want to not at least try and embrace your feelings. Can you share how he almost died? Is there addiction or other issues? 'Cause a relationship starting during bad mental health is never going to be healthy. Especially with you already mentioning codependency. Want this person feel like the second option after all this time? My, F34, Dad, M68, set up hidden cameras in the house WO telling me. I temporarily needed to move back home recently. My parents did me a huge favor and let me stay with them. For reference, I believe both my parents have narcissistic personality disorder. They are snowbirds and left today, leaving me to watch their place for the winter. I did some embarrassing things today, thinking I was alone, and the camera no doubt recorded as it was not far outside my bedroom in a silent house. I'm slightly embarrassed but more so feeling violated and angry. I found the camera this afternoon. It is pointed at the stairs, but that's right next to the bathroom, and I would OFC hypothetically walk from the bathroom to my room nude with no one home. I don't think of my father as a creep, but I am having a very hard time with this. I did tell him how I feel, and he made excuses for why he didn't tell me about the cameras and is telling me to put them back out definitively. I'm highly uncomfortable with his actions and suspicious. WTF? He should have told you, just confront him and ask. Disconnect it and act dumb. I'd see what others are saying on here. It's weird to put up a tiny camera in your home and not tell the people who live there about it. Unplug them. Check everywhere in the bathrooms. Fuck, I hate that this is a common topic here. Treat all wall warts, AC adapters, as suspicious. I forget the thing that makes the lenses light up, but do that in every room you're going to be in. If he calls and is angry, just say you don't know what's going on, must be an anti-pervert ghost. Creepy and weird. The only place the camera needs to be is facing an entrance door, exit, or maybe something like a safe. Weird. I just threw up in my mouth. That's disgusting of your dad. Yes, people can have cameras in their own house. Not telling your child. Violation of privacy. Hey, maybe post in R, raised by narcissists too. I think you will get better advice there. I feel like a lot of people here are explaining this away in the context of normal parents rather than with the added layers of danger and toxicity narc parents bring to the table. Either way, your discomfort and feelings of violation are totally valid. I'm sorry this happened. Please don't let their anger dictate you doing anything you're not okay with, like turning this back on. It's pointed at the stairs. You don't live there. They may have been set up to keep an eye on the house and he forgot. I have cameras in mine. Does mom have access?